Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome to the Christmas Eve special, and welcome back to the Triangle of Baseball podcast. We are here for our final episode of the year, as let's get right into it. Chris is here and live. Mike, cue the intro. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about the delay from last episode. I was supposed to upload it on Saturday, and I just had so much to do on Friday. I just came back from a lot of work and baseball and stuff. I don't work, but it's work enough when you have to go practice every week. We are back here. Finals week is pretty much over. As you guys are seeing this, some football is on right now, and we are recording this 2 weeks before I go back to school, which will be our next episode after this one, our 5th episode. Thank you all so much for joining in. As you'll see here on the screen, some shout-outs I do want to give to helping me out. This has been a blessed year, as let's make next year another one. But anyways, let's get back into it, as we got some big news to talk about. So this is before Christmas, as you guys might see an episode during Christmas. We'll see what I get for see what I get for presents. If I do get podcast equipment and I can upload that same day, then I will go and do that and upload, and I'll let y'all know on the Instagram page at the Triangle Baseball. Anyways, let's get into some MLB talks. Last episode, I was talking about Shohei Ohtani, who signed to the Dodgers on that 10-year, $700 million. Well, the Dodgers went out to the market again, and they got Tyler Glasnow from the Rays off in the trade. Michael DeLuca is gone from the Dodgers, which I think it makes the most sense. I don't think we really need DeLuca, to be honest with you. I think the Rays do. They need some help over there, and I don't know, man. I think the Rays might be not a contender anymore for the World Series. I think they are a contender for playoffs. For the Dodgers, what a good move. You need starters. If you get Yamamoto, I think this team is most likely a World Series top 2 team to start off the year. We'll see what happens, because Glasnow has made the playoffs, so I think this is a move that everyone should be excited for. And yeah, I think the Dodgers still need a little bit more help. If they get Yamamoto, I think they are set, but they also need a bullpen pitcher, just a closer for these guys, because these guys will get tired. You can put Sheehan technically in the bullpen staff and move one of them to closer, but I think Joe Kelly's doing a lot right now. I think if you get a closing pitcher, I think you'll be set for the Dodgers. Next up, for the D-backs, Luis Gurriel Jr. Will stay on the team. Just a really solid move for the D-backs. They made some good moves this offseason. They only made 2, but, they're going to try and go for that World Series. They might need to make another move, maybe towards, a DH, well, not DH spot. I would say towards pitching, someone who wants to play in the World Series. I think Aroldis Chapman will be a great move to the D-backs, but the D-backs are still looking good without him, I think this is a World Series team by just keeping him. Jack Flaherty goes to the Tigers, starting pitcher. I don't understand what the Tigers are trying to do. I think they're trying to, I don't even understand that move. He is 35, I want to say, so I think they're trying to win the World Series. I don't know why they're still trying to do that. They got a lot of draft picks and a lot of prospects that they need to develop right now. So I think it is okay to tank for these next few years. Martin Perez and Andrew McCutchen goes to the Pirates. Big deal, honestly. They're just making a lot of late moves, because they got O'Neal Cruz back there. I think they're trying to go for a playoff push, but McCutchen's getting old, so this might not be the best move, to be honest, with the McCutchen. Martin Perez is just a steal. You got Mitch Keller at the 2 spot. This is going to be a really solid team for the Pirates. For the Royals, this is our last move that we have so far besides the Ohtani move. We'll get, I think, right after Christmas break. I think we'll figure out where Blake Snell goes and Yamamoto, Harrison Bader, and a lot of more players. There's so many good free agents on the market. Josh Hader, another one. Uh, Michael Waka and Hunter Renfroe goes to the Royals, like I mentioned. I mean, they just got Will Smith, so I think this is a good move. We'll see what they do. I mean, the Royals might be a playoff contender with just Will Smith as the closer. So, yeah, and that is it for now for the MLB. Just made a little bit of quick moves. So now I do want to mention here, well, I can't wait for more baseball. I mean, first game of the season starts soon. Next month, we're going to have spring training. I mean, baseball all around. And college baseball is coming up. We'll get to college football in a little bit, but yeah, that's it. So now this transitions us to the NFL. As we were recording, I did make predictions, and you guys already figured out the results. So we'll talk about each game. So first game, Thursday Night Football, Raiders Chargers 63-21 victory for the Raiders. Brandon Staley gets fired, which I kind of was. This was very expected. I mean, everyone was probably waiting for that to happen. He should have been fired 2 years ago, I want to say. I mean, I don't know how he got a lot of chances. He couldn't lead the Chargers past the wild card round last year against the Jaguars, even though they had a commanding lead. I think they need a rebuild, but no, not even just a rebuild. They just need to find a coach they have a good scheme with. And I don't think Brandon Staley was the right call, and I think that's why they lost. Chargers are most likely eliminated out of the playoffs. Raiders staying alive, but I don't think they're going to make it far. I think that loss 3-0 to the Vikings hurt them, and yeah, this was just a battle of just terrible teams this year. So that's that game. Vikings Bengals 27-24 Bengals. Just a blowing lead. I mean, Jake Browning was literally down and he came back. So for the Vikings, I mean, you just got to figure it out. I mean, not a lot of big things that happen. Jay Jetta's coming off injury. You got to find other targets until he comes back. I think they should let Jay Jettis now kind of rest, and they are fighting for a playoff spot. I will give them that, but I don't think they're going to make a playoff push towards the end of the season. They have a really tough schedule, at least for the last few games, and I don't think they're going to win any of them. So tough break for the Vikings. I mean, I don't see them clinching the playoffs. I think they should rest Jay Jettas and Kirk Cousins and not accelerate their injury. For the Bengals, they are just been on a tear recently. So Jake Browning might be the answer for Joe Burrow. I mean, just let Joe Burrow rest, let Jake Browning get the reps. I mean, and they'll be good. There's teams that need a quarterback right now that could go on to win the Super Bowl if they just get a quarterback. Bears might be included. I don't know. But yeah. Steelers Colts 30-13. Steelers are the most fraudulent 7-win team I've ever seen. The Colts have been on a tear. Zach Moss has been pretty underrated. I mean, I don't think he'll come back, or he'll probably still play, but I think Jonathan Taylor is going to take over again, and he's a good backup for them. I mean, a run-heavy offense. I think he is a pretty solid player, and the Colts won, so good job for the Colts. Lions beat the Broncos 42-17. This was kind of I actually expected this side too. When I predicted the Broncos winning, I was like, man, the Lions look good. They have Sam Laporta. They got a Jack Campbell on defense. I think they will tear it down. They definitely did that. They made the Broncos look sorry out there. While for the Lions, I mean, just a really, really good team. I think they're going to clinch a playoff spot this week. I'll let y'all know as we get into the prophecy. But, yeah, this is just a good freaking team. I mean, they have good players all around. The only questionable decision I will say is that they have 3 really good running backs. I think one of them can be up for a trade, and I think the one that should be traded might be either Swift and then you could run a two running back duo. I mean, I really like that, honestly. Montgomery, Gibbs, one of them's going to play good every week. So that is a big thing to keep in mind. They also got Amon-Ra. I think they are one of the biggest teams, but also their defense. I mean, their defense is really solid too. So the Lions is a really good team. Overtime victory, Texans beating the Titans 19-16. I mean, Case Keenum didn't look the best. I think that was Devin Singletary's revitalization of a game. What a game he had. I mean, he had so many carries, but he went for a few touchdowns. He wasn't like a touchdown threat, but also Dalton Schultz is a really solid player for the Texans. But what really carried them, honestly, was the sacks against Will Levis. I mean, they made Will Levis injured. So, Texans with a great victory, winning off a field goal thanks to – got to fact check this because I remember putting on the story, good game by a different kicker. I'm pretty sure it is Fairbairn. And it is. Yeah, Kami Fairbairn. Was the one who kicked all those field goals. He put an amazing game, to be honest with you. I think he is a better kicker than Amendola, but what a great game by Kami Fairbairn, just MVP of that game. Next up, Chiefs versus Patriots. I mean, this was already, Patriots should be proud because this roster was competitive with the Chiefs. Imagine what a good roster a few years into now would do against this Chiefs team. I mean, I know the Chiefs don't have good receivers. They'll probably get one in the draft after Rashid Rice. I mean, they need receivers, but man, the Patriots was looking solid for the first half. Then it just slipped away in the third quarter, and the Chiefs are a good team. I mean, Chiefs are looking good, but do I think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl this year? No, I really don't. I think conference championship is a big maybe, but not past the Super Bowl. I can think of other teams who can make it too. Jets, Dolphins, 30-0. Dolphins are going to do good against these teams. I mean, besides last week where they lost to the Titans, which Titans are on a hot streak now. I mean, it might have ended because of the loss against the Texans, but man, the Dolphins are just cruising through the season. However, though, they do have some really, really tough matchups. They got the Ravens and the Cowboys. And I think they will win the AFC East mainly because the Bills are going to lose, but I mean, just a really solid game from the Dolphins. Buccaneers 34-20. Buccaneers are just playing right now. I think they want it more to be in this NFC South race. However, though, this does give Bucs a spot in the playoff scenarios, and what a great game from Baker Mayfield as well. Giants Saints with the win 24-6. Just it's over for the Giants, honestly. Saints are just fighting for that playoff spot too. So Giants are really fighting for anything. I mean, they are 5 wins, but I think they're done after this season. And it just shows that, you know what, Tommy DeVito is good. I think I really like Tommy DeVito over Daniel Jones, but you got to find some more people to help him out. I mean, he got rocked later in that game against the Saints. So, yeah, just a bad game from the Giants. Saints with a great win. I think Kamara is going to help him out and clinch him a playoff spot. Falcons, Panthers, 9-7. It's over for the Falcons, honestly. I mean, that was the most pitiful game to watch besides last week, 3-0. But, yeah, the Falcons, y'all need to figure out that offense. I think Arthur Smith should have been fired, honestly, and I'm always going to say it because I don't think he's a good coach. But, man, the Falcons are a team where you have some really good young talent and you need to develop them real quick. Otherwise, they're going to leave. Like Kyle Pitts probably will leave this season to go to a team that really wants to develop him. And I think Riddler is a good QB, but I think if they need a new QB, then they got to figure it out, to be honest with you. Browns versus Bears, 20-17 victory for the Browns. Oh, wait, forgot to mention Panthers. I don't know why they even tried this game. They need to secure that number 1 pick for the season. Browns beat the Bears 20-17. I mean, Browns are looking solid. I mean, I didn't expect it to be this close, so the offense was just there. It was just pretty solid this game, but man, the Bears almost beating you. That's just insane to me, to be honest with you. They're still in the playoffs. I mean, they could technically still make it, but I don't think they will after this game, and I think the Browns are going to be a very solid team heading into the next few weeks. Niners beat the Cardinals 45-29. I mean, this was expected. I mean, and by the way, that clinches the Niners of the NFC West. So, congratulations to the Niners, and they're looking like the best team. Now, do I think they're going to finish that? I don't. It's going to be rough. It's going to be really tough because Niners, they have a hard schedule, but they also have an easy schedule as well. I mean, it's going to be tough between them and the Eagles for sure for them, or for the both teams. Rams beat the Commanders 28-20. I mean, Rams are just fine for a playoff spot. It's over for the Commanders. I think Commanders are a terrible 4-win team, and they should have just tanked the whole season. So, good win for the Rams. I mean, they needed it. They really do, especially with the Packers losing. I mean, they will reach the top 7 as well. Bills versus Cowboys. Bills wins 31-10. I mean, Cowboys do not know how to play under the lights and being the number 1 team. Bills they needed this. They were hungry for this win because they know that the Dolphins are not a good team, and they have 3 tough matchups next week, or the next 3 weeks. So, see what happens with the Bills in the AFC East. And next game, Ravens-Jags 22-7. Ravens are just the best team. Jags fans, I mean, they haven't been pretty good against teams that are like a top-tier team, like the Ravens, your Chiefs, your like really good teams, your Bengals, or actually not the Bengals, your Cowboys, they just need to figure it out. I mean, they got destroyed by the Niners, so this was expected. Their offense has been kind of bad against these good teams, while their defense has just been, whatever. Last game, Seahawks upset the Eagles 20-17. Great win. Great win for the Seahawks. They needed this. They knew that, you know what, we lost to the Cowboys. We ain't losing to another NFC East team. So, really good victory for the Seahawks. And for the clinching playoffs, Eagles and Cowboys clinched the NFC playoffs. Like we mentioned, Niners clinched the NFC West. Ravens clinched the AFC playoffs on Saturday. And I mean, this is just a really tight playoffs that we've seen for both conferences, and I think Eagles, Cowboys, one of them teams is going to win the division. I think the Lions are going to clinch next, to be honest with you. I think they're a really solid team, and and the Vikings are going to lose. There's no way else to putting this. For the AFC, I mean, Chiefs are clinching next because Dolphins have a really tough schedule. Jags hasn't been good yet. Chiefs are clinching next. To be honest with you, I don't know if they'll clinch the division because, I mean, they did win with Broncos losing, and I think if that happens again, they are definitely clinching the division, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Broncos still have a lot of momentum, or still have some momentum. They're going to carry that on to their next game. And, that's my takes right now for the teams. I mean, it's going to be really close to decide who gets the playoff spots. This is a little bit early to decide who will get it, so that's it. And now we got some Smash Bros. Ultimate content. So this was a question I kind of thought of, and I was like, who do I want in Smash Bros? Like, if they make another game, Smash Bros. 6, who would I want? I think there is one thing I do not want. I really do not want another Fire Emblem character. We already have 8. I don't think we need another Kid Icarus. I think those 3 are like the best 3 right now, and they haven't made another game, so they gotta, unless they figure it out with a new like Smash Bros. Like a Nintendo game, like a Kid Icarus 3 or something. I don't know, but I think another video game needs to be made for Kid Icarus. I don't think we don't need another Street Fighter for now. I mean, I could see Chun-Li being a DLC. That'll be a big surprise. And there are other things, but let's talk about who I think is the top three. And I think at number three, Shovel Knight as a DLC character could get into Smash Bros. And here are some reasons why. Number one, who is Shovel Knight? Shovel Knight's an assist trophy in Smash Bros. But he's also the main character in his own game, Shovel Knight. Basically just with shovels and all that stuff. But anyways, I think he's already an assist trophy, so why not make him a character? I mean, you guys already did it with Little Mac. I mean, I think Shovel Knight can be a really good character. He can be a really unique fighter with his shovel. I could think of so many combos. You can get a shovel like hit or something like Ness's bat. You can his final smash can be so many things. I mean, I think there's just so much, and I think another thing too, he needs to be revitalized. Because I don't think a lot of people stop talking about him. And I was thinking about him or Crash Bandicoot because Crash kind of needs the same thing. But the tiebreaker was that Crash is in Activision right now. And Activision, I don't know if they'll give up their rights. So Crash Bandicoot can be another character. But, I mean, Shovel Knight would be a really solid second choice they could make. And if you need another third-party character or another series, I think Shovel Knight's the best thing. All right, so my second one, just any Sonic representative. I don't know how we haven't gotten more than one Sonic representative. I think there should have been like 3 or 4 now. But this is the perfect time. You can just any character that's not a cameo or side character. Like Shadow would be a great decision. I would love to see Tails, Dr. Eggman, Metal Sonic, Amy, Blaze, whatever, whoever. Even Vector I'll be proud with, or Knuckles. Like, any one of the representatives, like, I would love to see. Like, I would be fine with seeing, like, Rouge or Jet, but I think the one character I think would get a spot would be Shadow or Tails. Potentially Dr. Eggman. I mean, a lot of people know who that is, but I think Shadow should be the one who gets a spot. Oh, I forgot to mention Silver, but because, number one, Shadow would be can be an Echo Fighter, but here's my reasons. First of all, so much fan support right now for the Sonic series, especially with their new game, Sonic Superstars, but also we need a representative for Sonic Adventure 2. That game was so goated. We can have Live and Learn as a theme song. We can have a stage based off of it. I mean, maybe a Galaxy stage, but we can also have Casino Nights from the older Sonic games. We can have so many, just any Sonic representative. They already broke the rule. I mean, there was like a rule place where no more than one, like a third-party character from that series, and it's already been broken. So with Simon and Richter and Ryu can, and not only that, but I think a lot of these characters deserve a spot. I mean, I don't know why there's still 8 Fire Emblem characters, but I think that's the reason why I say 4 to 3 is because I think they should be more than Kid Icarus. This is just one of the best series right now out there for third-party series. I mean, you can give Snake, I don't really know who else, but Sonic has been there from Brawl, so, and technically Melee, if you want to count as, because they really wanted him in this game, so I think Sonic will be really good. And not only that, they could be unique, or they could roster pad as well. I mean, Tails can be a unique character. Shadow will just Echo Fighter off of Sonic, or Metal Sonic as well can do the same thing. And Dr. Eggman is just a really good character to have. But also, the new movie's coming out, so that's the biggest thing. And our final character, this one, I have no idea why he's not in Smash Bros. But can we get Waluigi? Like, come on, man. One of the characters that I wish he would be in Smash. He should have been Smash in DLC. I mean, Piranha Plant got in, but he is very recognizable, so I can take that. I mean, actually, Rosalina. There is people who knew Rosalina, but here's why Waluigi. Number one, he's already a fan favorite, hyped character. He has a lot of hype right now, and just putting him in, I mean, there could be so many other possibilities for Mario series. Like, you can put a spin-off character. You could put Birdo. You could put, like, Pauline. Pauline could be, like, a new character as well. I mean, but another thing will be is that he's already assist trophy, which will be easy to replicate. That's another thing for Shadow as well. He was already a assist trophy in Brawl, so that could be another thing. You need a Mario character every game. I mean, they put at least one character from the Mario series every game. They did Daisy and Piranha Plant. They did Mario and Luigi, Peach and Bowser, and oh wait, if you want to say Yoshi, sure you can. Did Rosalina and Bowser Jr. So just another character. I mean, give us another character from that series and that Waluigi, but also he could be super unique from everybody else, and he can also represent a character from Mario's spin-off games as well as Daisy, but Daisy and Waluigi can both be the spin-off characters of the Mario series, and you can get some good stages. You can get Daisy Cruiser from the Mario Sluggers. You can get Daisy Park from Mario Kart. For Waluigi, you can just get just any stage, honestly. I mean, you can even get some from the old stages, like, to represent him. I mean, I think Waluigi should be in Smash Bros. And speaking of Smash Bros, that's it for biggest news or just anything to talk about, really. One Up Reviews is next with a Smash Bros game. We got Smash Bros Brawl Part 1. I just put it in 4 different parts. So Part 1 was the first 14 levels you play in Smash Bros Brawl in the Subspace Emissary. Plus, can we please get another one to go with the story mode World of Light from Ultimate? I think we should have gotten another one in 3DS, but Sakurai wasn't able to go with it, but it is what it is. But anyways, 3.7 out of 5. Positives I gave. Really good plot. Got a really good setup already with the video game, and just a really good addition to that Smash Bros. In general. I mean, I really like how, first 14 levels, you can get a portrait of every character, of what they, like, where they could come from or whatever. I mean, it was all the way up until the ruins. This was, I'm pretty sure, before the Marth, Mennonite, and Ike taking on Gallium, but I thought it was really good. But the negatives, you don't get to play as new characters with Ness and Marth. It can get boring because, like, they're kind of the same thing over and over again, and there's only like 2 bosses, I want to say, but it can be hard to understand. But I think a 3.7 out of 5. I mean, Part 2 will be next episode, and Part 2 is everything up to the emissary levels. So basically when all the characters gather around. So I thought it was pretty cool. And that is it for One Up Review. Sorry for not giving it to y'all last week. I'll try and get y'all like 2 reviews, I think, next week to make up for that one. We'll see. I mean, we'll see if I have time. I have a lot of time, actually. Hopefully I can get a new video game this Christmas break. Excuse me, not this upcoming week. Like, whenever the next episode is, I'll let y'all know. And now our next segment, our final segment of the evening, we'll go to the prophecy. We'll start it off college football as this is recorded, or not as it's recorded. Once, like, we come back from break, it'll be the championship, but we'll get the semifinals out of the way. I'm going to change some things up, so let me know what I changed up. And I got Bama beating Michigan in the semifinals, and Washington beating Texas. Bama is such a good team, and I realized they got a lot to play. They got a lot of pressure, and they got a lot of probably just motivation for this game, because a lot of people think, oh yeah, they shouldn't be in the playoffs. Well, they'll prove it to you in this playoff run. Wow. For Washington, Penix Jr. has been so good, and I think Washington's just such a good team right now. I mean, they beat Oregon twice, so I think they're looking like an unstoppable team, and I'll give you all the finals of it. Now, who do I think will win it all? I really think it's going to be Bama, but I do kind of hope it's Washington. I don't want to see Bama win again. They've won so many already. Like, calm down. And now we'll just do the NFL playoffs this week. Because when I come back, I'm pretty sure it's either week 18 or the playoffs. So we'll give you a little bit of a reminder. So for the AFC, I got the Ravens as the 1 seed. Best team in the AFC. Come on now. Chiefs is the 2nd seed. Dolphins 3rd seed and Jaguars 4th seed. Those are your 4 division winners. I put Dolphins 3rd seed because I'm like, yeah, I don't see the Bills also winning it either. Well, let me change. I actually do have a change real quick. Yep, there you go. That's a better list. All right. Now for the 5th seed, I got the Browns. I got the Bengals. Not the Bengals. The Bills 6th seed, and the Bengals 7th seed for the wild card teams. Browns are a good defensive team. They'll make it on. Bills are coming back right now, and I think they will finish in the top 7 for seeding. And then Bengals on a hot streak right now. I think the Steelers are a fraudulent 7-win team, and I think they don't deserve to make the playoffs. I think this looks like the Steelers team we saw a few years ago with the undefeated, so that's why I left them out. Texans, CJ Stroud's out. And you're all versus the Browns, so not looking good. You got the Colts and the Titans, but I think Colts are going to make a late push into it, but I don't think they'll make it as well. I don't know. Zach Moss is not going to do good any longer, I don't think. And now for the NFC. Eagles, 1st seed. It was between them and the Niners, and I'm like, Eagles are even though they lost to the Seahawks, I think they'll come back, and I think they'll win it. They have a pretty easy schedule compared to the Niners. Niners take the 2nd seed. I think they'll choke 2 games. I think I could see a flip too. I don't know what case to make. I'll be honest with you. Between those 2 teams, Lions 3rd seed, definitely not better than the 2 teams I just mentioned. Falcons 4th seed. I think they're gonna, or actually, scratch it. Saints. Sorry, not Saints. Buccaneers. Excuse me for there a second. Buccaneers is a good team as well. Cowboys will get the 5th seed, Packers 6th seed, and Seahawks 7th seed. Packers going to come back. Seahawks, I think they'll barely make it in. I think they'll be in because of some tiebreaker or something. And that will do it for the podcast, for our final podcast for 2023. Shout out to y'all. Can't wait for next year. Thank y'all so much for joining me here in 2023. I know it was kind of late to make it, but at least I made it, so I'm proud of myself for that. But thank y'all so much for watching it, and yeah, let's have a great 2024 season, or 2024 year, excuse me. Good luck with everyone. Have a good winter break, relax, just have a good weekend. Have a good break. Have a good 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long you need your vacation. Have a wonderful time. Put down in the comments too who y'all think is gonna win who y'all think is the NFL or gonna clinch the NFL, and also put in the comments as well if you enjoyed it for the next episode when I upload it. Let me rephrase that. The next episode I upload, please put a comment down of how was winter break, and I'll say it also in the next episode. And another thing is, question of the day I will say is, what are you grateful for 2023, and what's your goal for 2024? And that is it. So thank y'all for watching. Final time for saying goodbye to 2023. Let's get to 2024. Follow me on Instagram at Triangle Baseball. Good night.